Scott Presler is an activist. He is also the vice chairman of the Virginia Beach Young Republicans. And I first noticed Scott on Twitter with his handle #ThePersistence. He was getting a lot of retweets. He was getting a lot of mentions. So then I followed him and I realized that what Scott is doing is actually brilliant. Now, we'll get into some of the work he's been doing to help conservatives, help the Trump movement. But first, let's talk about Scott's story. Now, Scott is a former Democrat, and when he came out as a Republican, he faced a lot of hate. We're going to talk to Scott now about why he got that hate. I'm now joined by Scott Presler. Scott, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Well, I do want to make one thing clear. I've always been conservative leaning, so I definitely was never a liberal Democrat.
Okay, so the story here is, though, you decided to voice your support for Trump, and that's when people started looking at you as a conservative and wanting to demonize you. And specifically, that's because you're a member of the LGBTQ community. And it's amazing. They claim that they're tolerant, yet that's not the response you've gotten.
That's right. Well, you know, it's so funny because from the left, you know, we hear all about their virtue signaling, and we hear about that they're so virtuous and that love trumps hate. And yet you have someone like me from the LGBTQ community, and I have been such an advocate for our community and for helping to protect us from violence and from radical Islamic terror. And yet, if you have a difference of opinion from the left or from the community as a whole, you're automatically seen as a bigot. You are the pariah of society, and that's pretty much what I've been demonized as.
And this is something that you've seen on Twitter. This is something that you've specifically had people, you know, upset with you just because they figure, well, if you're gay, then you have to be a Democrat. If you're gay, you can't like Trump. That's not possible. And so they hate you because you're smashing that paradigm.
That's right. And it's not just the gay community. It's with everything. If you're a woman, if you're a black person, if you're Hispanic, if you're gay, if you are different than from what the Democrat Party tells you that you should be, you're automatically the enemy. And that's why so many of us are leaving the Democrat Party in droves. We are tired of identity politics. We are tired of being boxed in. We are tired of being told what we can and can't do. And that's why so many people are joining the Republican Party. We want independence, not dependence on government, not people telling us what we can and can't do. We want true choice and true freedom, something that the Democrats do not stand for.
Now, were you receiving this type of hate and people tweeting at you on social media and these type of comments before you came out for Trump?
No, I had never been told from people that ISIS should throw me off of a building. I had never been told from people that I should get AIDS and die. I have never been told from people that I am a self-loathing, self-hating, bigoted gay person. So no, I was not receiving those comments prior to coming out as a gay conservative.
Well, and we'll debunk all those claims against you here in a moment, but that's an amazing story to me, because what they're going to tell you is that Trump supporters are anti-gay, anti-this, anti-that, full of hate. But here you are, a living example of somebody who was just minding your own business, living your life as a gay man. You like the Democrats, you know, somewhat politically involved. You always wanted to be a human rights activist. I think that's something that's always been a passion of yours. But then all of a sudden, you come out for Trump. You say, hey, I'm going to support Trump. And then all of this hate that they told you was there, that was never there, all of a sudden was there from the people that told you that it was those people doing it.
Precisely.
And so then, but tell me though, were you shocked though by the response that you got?
Definitely. I was shocked because it was a paradigm switch. I didn't expect the Republican Party and the Trump community to be so loving and accepting and welcoming. And I never, ever expected the Democrats to send me the hateful, bigoted death threats that they sent to me. I never expected that. And so, you know, as I mentioned in the Daily Caller article, it was the best day of my life, and it was the worst day of my life, because that's when the hell started from the other side.
Well, it's amazing to me, again, and the story is highlighted here in the Daily Caller, talking about how when you came out, I guess, okay, you could say when he came out as a gay Trump supporter, you were really just doing your thing, just tweeting. It's not like you made some grandiose statement here, grandstanding. It was just you being yourself. And then they had to label you as the gay Trump supporter. They had to label you as that guy that came out when really you were always a guy that was conservative. You may have just been leaning with the Democrat Party. But regardless, the hate and the claims against you was probably something that shocked you. But it was nice. You're telling me that you got so much support from the Trump community. And I want to go forward here now. You honestly, dude, you are like a hero, man. Scott does something that I have not seen or heard anyone do ever in political activism, in the Trump movement, in any movement. Scott actually goes out into his community and picks up trash. Scott actually makes his community great by cleaning it up, by picking up trash. I mean, and not only that, you also wear, a Trump sign on your back, or you wear a Trump flag or a Trump hat a lot of these times when you're doing it. What gave you that idea?
I have wanted to make a change ever since President Obama was reelected. And actually, I created my Twitter account the day of his reelection because I thought to myself, I can sit at home and complain, or I can go do something about it. I can be a change. I can affect change in the world. And there is so much negativity going on right now from the left and in general. I want to be a spot of hope. I want to send a message of inspiration and motivation and enthusiasm and excitement and positivity. And that's why I go out and run with my Trump sign. That's why I go out into my community and pick up trash. I'm not going to focus on the negativity, and I'm not going to focus on people who are going to try to bring me down. They're always going to try to do that. I'm going to continue being persistent and moving in the right direction to support the president's national security agenda and making sure that we are defeating Democrats in 2018. I am focused and my eyes are on the prize 100%.
Well, the truth of the matter is, I know, speaking for myself, I don't care whether you're gay or straight or whatever. We're in this political movement together to try to make America great again. But it's amazing to me because, as you said, it's the left that wants to play identity politics. They're the one that wants to put you in this box. So fine. So we'll put you in the box. Look at Scott. How can you hate Scott? He is out actually picking up trash. He cares about the community. I mean, it's just amazing to me that they would pick you as a target, somebody who's actually out on the streets helping the community every day. Another thing that you're doing as a form of your activism and what you said, I'm quoting the Daily Caller article now, we are keeping the Trump momentum and keeping Republicans and Trump voters united. I'm writing handwritten thank you letters to Trump voters and tailoring messages to remind them to get out there and vote on November 6, 2018 for the candidate in their state. And I'm challenging them to spread the message to their friends and family. Talk about that experience, writing these people, getting this personal communication, this personal touch. What's that been like?
That's right. Well, I've been really blessed. In the past year, I've gained 100,000 followers on Twitter. And I think people really trust me and they respect me. And so I made a simple tweet. I said, you know what? If you want a Trump sticker, I will mail one to you for free. And hundreds and hundreds of emails have poured into me. And so every single day, I sit at a coffee shop and I sit there with my headphones in, listening to music, videos like yours of you owning the left, which are hilarious. And I start writing letters. And I tell people how thankful I am for them voting. I tell them how thankful I am, especially in states like Florida and Ohio and Pennsylvania and Michigan and Wisconsin. And I want to keep that excitement alive. And so I write them a handwritten letter. I give them a Trump bumper sticker and I send it to their home for free. And I want to keep this relationship that we've had up until this election alive. We have formed a family. This is so much more than just politics. All these people that I have on my Twitter, we are a family. And I think that's what brings us so close, is we just relate to each other, from people from 16-year-old, from my friend in Dallas, to 80-year-olds. We're all united us together.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. Again, the left wants to play identity politics. Pick an identity. You can find all of them inside of the Trump movement. That is Scott Presler, hashtag The Persistence on Twitter. He's a great follow. Reach out to him, send him a letter. He might send you a Trump sticker, or you might see him picking up trash in your community. The Daily Caller said it. Democrats should be worried about this young Republican, Scott Presler, because he smashes the paradigm and unites America.
As most of you already know, I am a voracious consumer of news and information. And in the last 4 or 5 years, doing more and more research, I came across the fact that the elite, the establishment, the science community is fully aware of the fact that our ancient ancestors, in many cases, had much better nutrition than we do today. And our ancient ancestors sought out the bones of the animals that they were hunting, killing, and then processing. And that they went for the bones first, knowing that they were full of the vital essence in the marrow, but also in the bone structure itself. And so I set out working with the top formulator in the country to develop Caveman, but to not just have concentrated bone broth from chicken, but 7 other superfood ingredients known for cleansing and supercharging the body. InfoWars isn't just fighting the globalist. We're getting results, and we're expanding in the face of the complete media assault and winning because of your support, because of you praying for the broadcast, because of you buying the products and financially supporting the transmissions. So please secure your Caveman today at InfoWarsLife.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139.